groundwork with Boog because he has been very pushy when I go to feed him. I've been feeding him out in the open because it's been nice weather. He's kind of getting in front of me and throwing little bucks, which is fine for him to be playful, but he's doing it really close to me. And when I put up my arm and ask him to be moving off and making the noise I've given him to move off, he's just kind of standing there and doing what he wants. And if you kind of take your hand and pop him on the butt, he's just throwing a bit of an attitude, and I'm not liking it. So we're just going to go back and do some basic groundwork. Yielding the hindquarters, lunging, backing, desensitizing. Okay, so I need to start off this video and let you guys know, if you ever see me smack him on the nose right here, I am not doing it for punishment reasons or to be mean to him. He was covered in horseflies. I currently don't have any fly spray, so I was just trying to whack the bug to kill it. So if you see me whack him across the nose or on the shoulder with my hands, that is what I'm doing. I am not doing it to be mean. I am not doing it to punish him. Just like with Kamani. They have horseflies on them. I'm trying to smack the horsefly and kill it. So here I'm just desensitizing. Rubbing on him. Checking how he is with me desensitizing him by the side. Here, I didn't ask him to speed up. I kind of just wanted him to move over a little bit. So that's why you see me pop on the lead line there. And go back and desensitize the same side. Make sure he's good. There, he's kind of looking away. So I just pull his head back to me. He has a habit of looking at everything but what he's supposed to be looking at. So I'm starting to correct it more. And there, I'm working on backing. So here, I just wanted him to straighten out a little bit. And then back up straight. He went a little crooked, but that's alright. He doesn't have to be 100% perfect. He hasn't been worked in a while. Bring him back forward. Here I'm just going to rub him a little bit. Trying to get the rope over him. And we're going to work on yielding the hindquarters. So there you see me whacking because I sped up and he didn't move. He moved very slowly. One thing I hate when we do this, right there is trying to get a bug. I'm still trying to get a bug here. I'm just letting him know it's okay. When I yield his hindquarters, he likes to back away as soon as I stop. So we're going to be working on that. So I'm trying to rub him to a stop. Right here I'm asking him to move. And there I'm rubbing him to a stop. So right here I go to put the rope over his neck and he flinches. So I just practice slinging that rope over a couple times. Same thing on this side for yielding. I'm going to rub him first, and I'm going to ask. I always kind of pull his nose and tip it a little bit, and that's kind of his cue that we're going to start doing this. Now here, I tried to rub him to a stop. You see he still kind of moves away, so I go back and do it again. There he stopped, so I just tapped him and said keep going. And there I wanted to rub him to a stop. And he stood there and didn't move. So I loved on him. I'm sorry for Ryland. It's like he has to be in every video. Yep. So here we're going to work on some flexing. You can see he's still a little flinchy. It's okay. Just going to ignore it and ask him to flex. It's funny how soft he is flexing, but you'll see here in a little bit how he drags out when I lunge him. Here he's kind of keeping his head in. There I tried to give him more rope, and he said, no, I don't really want to respond to that, so I tightened it up a little bit. Loved on him. Yield his hindquarters. Bring his forequarters over. Now here I get after him because I'm still asking him to move over, and he just wants to stand there. So there. Once I get him over where I wanted him, where you guys could see him, I leave him alone, and we go straight into flexing. See, we tap on him, love on him. That's another thing, if you're going to kill a bug and whack on them, make sure you go back and pet them and make sure it's okay. So, here we go into lunging. Kind of popped his butt there a little bit. That's what the tail swish is about, because he was moving out, but he just had his hip really close to me. So working on changing direction. He's really frisky, so I'm just going to bump that rope really hard to let him know, look, it's not playtime. If you guys have seen in my previous videos, when I'm really loud and high energy, I allow him to play. When I'm quiet like this, I want him quiet. I want him to almost mirror my behavior, my energy level, so he knows when it's playtime. His changes are getting really good. He's supposed to be ridden this weekend, tomorrow, but we'll see. There, he just got a little playful, and I just said, nope, let's just work. Wiley, stop. I film outside, you hear the horses. I film inside, you hear the dogs and the cats. So I'm working on both ways of stopping while lunging. It's yielding their butt and blocking their drive line and sending them off the other way. Backing him up a little bit. So there, he's wanting to buck again. So I just kind of pop that halter and say nope, but I want him to canter. So when he's bucking and playing like that, I'm going to jerk that halter. And if I have to, I'll back him up to get his attention. Because sometimes jerking the halter, he just runs through it. Or I'll change his direction really quickly. See there, I'm asking him to continue to go, and he kind of hesitated. So I just kept smacking the ground beside him until he went. Right there, you can see the rope's tight. So I just pull him forward off the pressure and send him out. Here I'm sending him. So here's where he kind of just decides he doesn't want to send. Or he doesn't want to yield, excuse me. He just kind of half-ass yield right there. So I just spank at his butt and say, I want you to yield, so yield. So here I'm asking him to send, and he's just speeding up. I want him to go slow, so I just pop that halter, let him stop for a second, and then ask him to go calmly. Right there, I kind of whacked at his butt, and he just switched his tail at me and said I don't have to move over. So I just kept after him until he did move over. I don't want him rushing, so I'm going to back him up and get him to pay attention. He was really frisky. Right there, I wanted him to yield, and he just flat out ignored me, so I just go after his butt until he yields. He's really frisky today, which I don't care. I want him to pay attention and be able to work. He should be able to handle his work. Right here, he's just getting too frisky. I was popping the halter, wasn't working, so I backed him up. Now, I think it's right here. He likes to drag into the barn. Instead of me using a fence panel or anything as a crutch, I'm just going to work him through it. So if he wants to drag me into the barn, I'll let him. But he still is going to have to work in the barn. You can see his tail is really active. Right there, he just slammed his butt into the barn because he wasn't paying attention. That's his fault. That is his own that he needs to deal with. Now here, he's dragging me quite a bit. So what I'm doing, instead of fighting with him or making him change direction, he is just way too hyped right here. He drags me in the barn. He thinks that he doesn't have to work, so I pull and just send him right back into work. But what I'll do right here is I'll just keep on his ass. If he wants to run and charge and drag and not settle down and relax, I'm just going to keep up with him, and I'm going to chase him. And then when he's finally quiet, see there, he didn't go all the way in the barn. He's starting to figure out, okay, the barn's not getting me anywhere. So when he's finally relaxed, I'll stop. Bumping him off the halter pressure there. You can just see he's just flying through here, so I'm just jerking that halter to get him to back up. I'm trying to yield his hindquarters there, and he is just not letting me on his hindquarters. So I'm just going to send him back out. Yield his butt there. Send him back out. He was just full of it today and just not wanting to pay attention. Here I'm asking him to send out. And he's just dragging me. See how he's dragging me? I'm going to chase and yield that butt and then make him back up really fast. I'm going to do everything I can to use all the energy of his that I can. You can see here, he's still a little hyped, but he's much more relaxed. He's like, holy crap. This was about a 20-minute session, but my phone only filmed 17 minutes of it, and some of it was just the same stuff, so I just cut some of that out. Here's me going back into sensitizing, and I hope you guys enjoyed Boog's little attitude adjustment, as I'm going to call it.